Hello everybody, welcome to this February 2nd edition of the LSAT report. I'm going to talk about what's in the news today, which is that 4-page memo. I'm going to do it as quickly as possible, hopefully shed some light on it, and also dispel some myths, but ultimately just try to save you some time. Try to boil this down as quick as possible. Start off right away. The Dems are trying to dispel the importance of this, downplay it, or call it just a partisan job in order to block the investigation. If you read the memo, which I'll link in the description, it's kind of hard unless you call the whole thing a lie. And you're either going to do that or you're not. If you're giving it any credence at all, it's pretty damning. I'm just going to go into it really quickly here. So, the 4-page memo, is it important? Well, let's see about that. On October 21st, 2016, the DOJ and the FBI sought and received a FISA probable cause under the authorizing electronic surveillance on Carter Page. Okay, so they wanted a warrant to surveil this guy. And the surveillance of Carter Page then ended up leading to the Trump surveillance, which he claimed before he took office back in February of 2017. Is in the New York Times. I'll try to link that article as well if I can find it. Anyway, so some key players. Carter Page. He was just a advisor to the Trump campaign. Okay. So what they did is they produced the famous dossier. And the dossier is kind of a fancy word in this term for a hunk of garbage because it's been proven false. But let's go back into that a little bit. Who came up with that in the first place? It was a man by the name of Steele, who was a British intelligence officer, so a British spy. Find out that he was commissioned by the DNC and therefore Hillary Clinton, because she pretty much ran it. She had, for $20 million, because they were broke, she came in and got to run the whole thing. That's why Bernie didn't win, or because he would have won. She took it from him. But she went through the DNC and paid this Robert Steele to come up with opposition research, which came up to the PP Gate, where supposedly Donald Trump and some Russian hookers were peeing all over mattresses that Obama had slept on. This was obviously, it's silly, it's been proven to be false. But what they did is they supplied this to the FISA court in order to get that warrant. Now, they failed to include that this dossier, any of the corroboration of it, was actually a Yahoo article that interviewed Steele himself, in which he cited the dossier. So it would be like if I was being up for murder charges and the court said, well, do you have any expert witnesses? And I say, well, yes, I do. All right, bring them forward. It's me, sir. Okay, what about it? I'm not guilty. I said so, so therefore I'm not. Oh, I guess you're a free man. That's how ridiculous this is. They failed to disclose that. They lied by omission. Now, federal judges, you've always heard the term, why you make a federal case about this? Federal judges do not like to be lied to. And that's exactly what happened here. None of them would have stamped it. And Andrew McCabe, who was the FBI director at the time, was interviewed in one of the in front of Congress, and he said, without the dossier, they wouldn't have been able to obtain that FISA warrant. So he knows how important this is. So it was key that that dossier get in there. And they failed to disclose that when they said, oh yeah, it's been corroborated, how it was corroborated. They also forgot to mention the affiliations that Steele had with the DNC, with Hillary Clinton, and, crazy part, the FBI. The FBI had authorized payment to Mr. Steele previously. They ended up actually firing him because of the ways that he went about getting his information. That it was unscrupulous, that any of the information was salacious, I believe was. So basically, it's like a tabloid. Is more or less what it is. It sounds like to me anyway. So those are the real key points. The dossier was key. The corroboration of the dossier was the dossier and the person who wrote it, and that he got that information because he was paid to by the Hillary campaign. And this is what they used to go on and start the whole Russia collusion investigation. If you don't see a problem with it, you have a problem. If you can, like I said, you can call it all a lie. You can say, oh, it's just the Republicans just standing up for Republicans. But go ahead and read it. The crazy thing is most of this information, they're not disputing. Most of the Democrats who have been crazily going against this, say Adam Schiff, for instance, he's saying, oh, it shouldn't be released. It shouldn't be released. They're all now coming on, it's not even a big deal. It's kind of a joke. Really? We've been told, and when they were saying, you can't release this, because it would be damning information or whatever. It would ruin the FBI, reduce trust in them. Well, you kind of deserve it. And we've all been told, well, if you don't have anything to hide, then you shouldn't have any problem. The same thing goes here. Supposedly the Democrats have another memo that they're going to release to kind of dispute this. I can look forward to seeing it. I want to see what it is. I want to find out if indeed this is. But if this is true, and it looks to be, a lot of the information has already come out that it is indeed verified, it's going to be pretty hard to refute. Anyway, hopefully that helps. Hopefully I didn't just pile more of the crap you didn't want to hear on you anyway. But please, after this is done, make sure you subscribe by hitting the big brown L until I get a better icon for you to touch. Go ahead and hit that and subscribe, like and share, and I look forward to talking to you again. My next one will probably be back to the liberal on the plantation. We'll talk to you later. Have a good day.